everyone. Welcome to our Dragon Ball discussion stream. We are here with two guests today. We have Mr. Tyrant. Say hello. Hello.
How's it going?
And we have Chris over here. Hello.
What's up?
All right. What would you guys like to start with?
Mudkips, you want to start it off? Or...
Okay. My opinions on Dragon Ball are kind of like half and half. I don't think it's complete trash, but I don't think it's completely good.
I mean,
Okay.
okay. Like, I will definitely say that it has its good moments, but I think overall it's definitely shouldn't be considered good. I think it's average, and it dips below average on some of the worst arcs. Like,
I feel like
opinion,
it's kind of like an action movie, in per se, because when you go into an action movie, you don't really go in there for the story, going there for the action sequences, the fights and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
that's
that makes
kind
sense,
of what
honestly.
Dragon Ball kind of bases itself around.
Okay.
Unless you want to talk about the
Makes
time
sense.
Dragon Ball came out. I mean, it was older generation.
Yeah.
But it was also mostly popular by the Americans, which can we consider an overrate? You know, like have Dragon Ball being overrated because of the Americans? Because
It is very cartoonized because it's been so, widely
Very similar to
spread.
Pokemon, except it still kind of is. Like, I would say
Yeah.
Pokemon could literally just be considered a cartoon at this point,
Right.
like on
It
American
basically
television.
is.
Yeah.
Whereas Dragon Ball Z is still kind of an anime.
Yeah, because Dragon Ball is like it's so made in Japan, but then transferred over into like American culture and stuff.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like it shouldn't have gotten as popular as it did when you compare it to other anime of its time, such as Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yes, Yu Yu
Right.
Hakusho is like, and Yu Yu Hakusho was at the time, just going off of Japanese ratings, Yu Yu Hakusho was doing a lot better and was more well received. It's just like comparing the two, like as Chris said, Dragon Ball is more of like an action movie, whereas Yu Yu Hakusho has those action elements plus an amazing story with amazing characters. It's just the thing is Dragon Ball Z is missing those elements of a protagonist that is complex and stuff like that. And just like looking at like the differences between them, like with Yusuke and Goku, while they're still the same archetype of like the shonen protagonist, I still think that Yusuke was done in such a better way. I know you definitely agree with that, Mudkips, because we talked a lot
so
about
do.
Yusuke and stuff like that.
Yeah, but like I kind of see it as the way that because we can all agree that the action portion of Dragon Ball is way better than the story, but
Yeah.
that
Oh yeah,
you still
definitely.
can't doubt the story because Dragon Ball still has a complex story with like good characters and development and stuff.
It doesn't though.
It doesn't.
really
Like, it
doesn't.
really
Kinda
doesn't. It really
Okay.
like it's just
It does not though.
It has its
And I-
moments, though.
it has its moments in some of the arcs. Like I think Teen Gohan, everything with him, he is a complex character.
Agreed.
100%.
Yeah.
Goku? Not at all. Goku
It ruined Gohan.
literally like there's nothing about him that I can really consider complex.
He's a blockhead with plot armor.
I mean, honestly, if they were to do main characters of Dragon Ball, they should have went with having Gohan be a main character because he has
That's
a
what
lot
we've
more
been
character
saying
development
forever,
than
literally.
Goku.
Yeah, but see,
It's-
the whole argument of plot armor, it's kind of like falls short to me because you could just use that for any main character. Because no matter what show it is, anime,
Oh, you could definitely
cartoon
do
or
that.
whatever.
It's just the
It
problem with Dragon
make
Ball is
the-
that it's just such a
Excessive.
high degree that it's excessive. All characters have plot armor. Any protagonist in an anime has plot armor. The
To some
problem with
degree,
Goku is
yeah.
that he has
Too
an
much.
excessive amount. Like Ultra Instinct is literally bullshit.
The biggest example. Like how he's
but
just
it's
saying.
really not because it's any like, most of the gods have it, and to the degree that he has it is not even
Most of
the
the gods
most
don't have
perfected
Ultra
version
Instinct,
of
though.
it.
The only one that was suspected of having Ultra Instinct was Jin.
Yeah,
even
none
Beerus
of
has
them.
instinct.
Only
None
after
of
that,
them
He's
have
just
only
a
the
instinct.
angels
monkey
have it.
man that decided to get strong.
Exactly.
That's
What's
so
so special
stupid, yeah,
about
like-
Goku?
There's nothing ever that's been special about Goku, even at the very beginning of the
That's
series.
kind of
He
wrong,
shouldn't
though.
have been the first one to get Super Saiyan. It should have been someone like Bardock, who saw
Exactly.
he saw his
He
entire
should've gone
team
Super
die. And you're telling me that he didn't get Super Saiyan? It just doesn't make sense for
No.
Goku to have been the first, or
Krillin
the first
blew
that we
up.
see.
Bardock didn't become the first Super Saiyan because he knew that Goku was safe, and that was his pride and joy. If he would have known that Goku was going to die, then that's probably when he would become the first Saiyan.
That doesn't really
Goku
make that
became
much sense.
the first Super Saiyan because he let his emotions flow, and he saw Krillin, his best friend since childhood, die right in front of him,
But
and
also at
that's
the
what
same
set him over
time,
the edge.
there's the logical part that he should have been thinking about. The fact that the Dragon Balls literally are another form of just. There's no consequences really. Krillin was going to be able to come back anyway.
Yeah, but you can't bring back a character twice.
Yeah, but then
So-
what you call it? Then they explained that with Namek's Dragon Balls and basically got rid of that rule.
And,
Yeah,
and if you
that-
want to talk about characters with emotion that should be getting Super Saiyan, then literally look at Vegeta. He literally drowns in his own pride, so much so that he has emotion about almost everything. He wants to be the best Saiyan. He takes pride in being the Prince of all Saiyans. So when he was getting humiliated by Frieza and even Goku, why wasn't it him that got Super Saiyan?
That's
If
also
anger
true.
is the trigger for Super Saiyan, that motherfucker is the most angriest damn person in that show. He should have been one of the first ones to get Super Saiyan, not
Yeah, but
Goku.
with the whole Vegeta thing is that he would let his pride like overwhelm him and stuff, but it wasn't to a point where it would intensely break him. It's not something that he was so connected with that losing his pride would just completely change him. Yeah, he is like strong with his pride, and that's a really big part of him. But it's not to the point of like Goku losing a friend or something like that.
The man cried when Frieza basically stepped on his pride. I mean, it can't get any more emotional when it comes to something like that.
Like,
Yeah, Goku saw his best friend die, but he was gonna get brought back. Goku must have known he was
Yeah,
gonna get brought back.
Goku didn't know if they would have gotten the Dragon Balls back or anything.
I don't know. I just
Remember,
think
at
that
this point in
one-
time, Frieza had him.
You have to think the type of character Vegeta is. His main thing is literally his pride. So if you take that away from him,
That's
Like that
bland.
is the main.
equivalent.
That was
Yeah,
the main
and-
thing he was thinking about. His pride is basically what Krillin is to Goku. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's what is most important to him. Krillin was one of the most important things to Goku, so he went Super Saiyan. Vegeta should have been a Super Saiyan because his most important thing is his pride, and his pride was
Yeah.
definitely wounded. I mean, like,
Yeah, it was
I
wounded,
mean, it was
but not
wounded back in
destroyed.
the Saiyan saga.
That's
Like
also
before
true.
Namek,
yeah.
it was wounded.
Vegeta saw Goku basically always being stronger than him, even throughout Namek.
Yeah,
Even though
but
Goku wasn't there for too long.
when Goku was still beating like Vegeta and stuff, Vegeta still had that sense of I know I will become the first Super Saiyan. When he found out that Goku turned Super Saiyan, and then thought that he couldn't achieve that power, that's when it broke him to the point before the Android saga where it broke him so much that he became Super Saiyan. He went past that power, and he unlocked the form of Super Saiyan because his pride. He felt that at that point in time, like, oh, I'm never going to be stronger than Goku. I have to do this, or I'm worthless. I'm nothing. And that's when he actually achieved that form. And then 20 seconds later, he gets his ass kicked by Android.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's also something that I really just wanted to bring up real quick. Vegeta has yet to, at least not including manga, he's yet to beat a main character.
Okay.
Vegeta, this character who is
because he's not
Yeah.
supposed to be.
Wait,
Yeah,
was
You
that
can
the
have
movie?
side characters
He
be
technically
the
did,
That's like,
though.
principal thing
alright, but that's
that he
like
has
saying,
yet to
oh,
be a
why
main
can't
antagonist.
Sasuke be the main character? Because Naruto is supposed to be the main character.
Not really, though.
It
Sasuke
wasn't
was
set
one
up
of
that
the
way.
most
Well, look at what
influential
Sasuke's done,
characters
though.
in
He's
the
actually
beating of the
done
final villain
important
in
shit.
Naruto. Literally, it was him and Naruto that beat the final villain in Naruto.
Yeah.
Or at least Shippuden, I meant.
Okay.
Even in the Boruto movies, it was him and Naruto, fighting the Momoshiki. Yeah. But
Yeah,
when do
but-
you see Vegeta, come close to beating any sort of antagonist? It's always Goku coming in like, okay, I got this. Even when he was fighting Frieza in Resurrection F, Vegeta had him there, and Goku was like, nope, and just basically took it away from him. That could have literally been Vegeta's time to beat not only a main antagonist, but a main antagonist that he fucking hates. He hates Frieza's guts. That could have been his moment to beat Frieza, but they still gave it to Goku, and for what?
Yeah.
Because he's the main character? Because he's supposed to? I don't believe that.
I don't like the dynamic that they have. It's not even a rivalry, really.
It's
I mean,
one-sided.
It's
That's the
one-sided.
thing, yeah.
It's
Like,
not your typical rivalry. It's a rivalry in the sense of we're both gonna get stronger, and I'm gonna be stronger than you. That's why.
but see,
That's why
you're
in
in a rival that much.
the Tournament of Power, Vegeta finally accepted it and said, I will become stronger than you, Kakarot, but I will do it on my own terms." Because he knew that following the same road as Goku does, he's not at any point going to be stronger than Goku.
Well,
He
he
has to
never
find
really
his own path to become stronger.
he never really followed the way that Goku went, because Goku always had these people to train him. Vegeta did all this stuff on his own, pretty much.
He worked for his
Yeah,
power.
but in the sense of, oh, Goku unlocked this form, now I'm gonna try to do it.
Okay, so Chris, imagine somebody who is immensely stronger than you, right? And you have no fucking idea how they accomplish that strength. So you think that way that you can do it is by getting punched in the face repeatedly to obtain the power that they have. That shows a sign of I'm desperate right now. So I don't think that Vegeta should be in a state of I'm so desperate that I'm gonna let myself get my ass whooped to try and achieve a power that Goku has. No, it should be I'm gonna do what I gotta do to get this power. And I think that they waited way too late for Vegeta to actually do that. They should have done that like way before even Super was a thing.
I mean, well, there was still flashes of him doing that, like when he let Bobby control try to control his mind, but then at the last second broke it off and still attained the power of Majin. Like he still became like corrupted by the Majin power.
Yeah, but he should have still realized that even way before. Because, okay, even the Cell saga, right? He watched Cell kill Trunks. That should have been the real turning point. Because he would have had. He could have. Okay. He could have gone into. I don't want to. Gotten closer and closer to Super Saiyan 2, even though it's still meant for Gohan. Honestly, Gohan should still be the one who gets Super Saiyan 2.
100%. I thought they should have kept it that way.
Yeah,
Like,
but Vegeta should have gotten more powerful than Goku as soon as Trunks, died there.
Yeah, but Trunks died. Vegeta went to fight Cell and just got smacked again.
But why though?
yeah, we're saying that shouldn't have happened. Is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Alright, so something a lot of people forget, which is like, I get it is an oversight, but when a Saiyan loses a fight,
They get stronger.
they get stronger immediately after that fight. So no matter how many times they lose, they keep getting stronger.
Okay.
And since Cell was made out of those properties, every time he fought somebody or like got hit or anything, he became stronger because he had the DNA of Cell, he had the DNA of Frieza, and a bunch of other people combined into it.
Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that. So let's go back a little bit with Vegeta, right? Vegeta lost to Goku. He lost to Frieza. He's lost to Cell. He's lost to Android 18. He's lost to Boo. That's just 5 losses off the top of my head. And you're telling me that he still could not be stronger than Goku, which Goku has not lost to any of those people. I mean, he
point.
basically just said, I'm not even gonna fight you, Cell. He didn't lose to any of those people. It was Vegeta that lost to all of them. So if we're talking about who got their ass whooped the most, Vegeta definitely did. So why is it not Vegeta that's getting the most Zenkai boosts? Why is it Goku? And why is he getting as strong as he is right now?
Well,
That's
you also
very
gotta
true.
remember that Goku was just stronger than Vegeta to begin with.
Well,
You
that's
don't
because he went to
remember.
train with King Kai, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
If
if
Goku
you're
didn't
talking
train
like
with King
Vegeta
Kai,
babies,
The thing is, Goku
no.
always has someone to train him, or like he gets something new. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's kind of it's annoying because like I feel like Vegeta should he needs the spotlight more because I'm tired of seeing Goku just do everything with I'm gonna bring up plot armor again because it's definitely there.
Mm.
It's just all over the place. Let's try and justify. I want someone to try and justify the hit situation.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Can someone please justify? Can someone please explain that to me?
That's what I'm saying.
My
Goku
my
should not
sense
be
of
able
it-
to go through time or to transcend time like that.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's plot armor.
I
That's
thought
what
you were
it is.
talking about when he threw up
Yeah,
he
when
threw up
he
his
threw the
orb.
key block.
Other
Yeah, that.
But yeah, but that was always like so that the whole key blast like giving life and energy that was put into Dragon Ball ever since the fight with Frieza when he resurrected the bird. Yeah, I know it's a stupid thing. Like, why would Goku revive a bird? But I think at that point in time, it was just more about how Goku cares about life and like wanted to protect people. So he revived the bird, right, with the key blast or whatever you want to call it. Then he going into the fight with Hit, he knew that it could be an opportunity where he would die. Like he went into that fight knowing I can die, but I want to become stronger. That's where he was able to take it. So what a lot of people don't understand is that yeah, Goku's a dumbass. We all know it. He's a dumbass. He doesn't know half of anything that normal people do. But when it comes to battle strategy and stuff like that, he just knows a lot about it. Like he can think of stuff that no one else can. So he
Okay.
knew that he needed to throw that orb at a certain point in time, at a certain
Oh my
angle,
god.
so that
Um,
if he would die, it would come back and hit him. Piccolo said it
Okay.
himself that
oh, you're
Okay.
telling me he thought of this at the beginning of the match?
so okay. He had
He-
to calculate
he
the
thought of-
trajectory and the height and where he
and the
could
velocity
be
of the key
in a
blast.
certain
Once you have a certain
Goku does
height and
not have the
diameter.
brains to be able to calculate all that shit.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
sorry,
absolutely no
Goku's
way. And he had to
dumb.
calculate when he would die as well.
not when he
Let's
would die,
also-
but
And
when
also, just thinking
Yeah,
about
it
it,
is
why the
when he
fuck
would
would he
die.
go into this fight if he knows he's gonna die anyway?
because
the
he,
fuck's
he
the
knew
point?
that
And what
he,
if
he
Gohan
wouldn't
and Piccolo
be.
moved his body? Then the key blast would just miss.
He
and he's
said
dead.
it himself. Goku
Yeah.
said it himself when Gohan and Piccolo got there. He said, if I would have messed it up even the slightest bit, I would have been dead for good.
It really didn't matter if he died or anything with the Dragon Balls. There's no impact
Yeah, but
on death. in
that's the
this
thing.
fight.
Goku,
There's
it
no
got-
consequences ever.
If Goku would have died then, he wouldn't be able to get revived.
Like with the tournament of power, like as all these
Why
units were going out, at the end of the day, you knew that nothing was actually gonna happen. Everything
Right.
was gonna go back to normal. There's never any consequences. No one ever dies.
Mhm.
And when they do die, they just get. Well, they do die, but they get brought back every single time.
Even
Like,
Frieza.
Everybody.
Even Frieza,
Okay,
yes.
It's
King Kai didn't get brought back. King Kai's still dead.
That's because nobody cares about King
King
Kai.
Kai's a gag character. He's not meant to be a
like
a
him.
main
Yeah, he
character in there.
So, what you guys are saying is that Goku should die and just stay dead.
We're not saying
Yes.
Yeah,
Gohan
that's
died.
actually
He
that
should
was
have died in
supposed
the
to
Cell
happen
Saga.
after the Cell Saga.
He
Gohan
definitely
was
should have
supposed to be
stayed
the
dead.
protagonist, but people liked Goku too much, so they brought him back.
That's Toriyama
He's
did
the
say
main
that. Toriyama
character.
literally said that. No, Toriyama said that he was gonna keep Goku dead after the Cell Saga, but then people liked him too much, so he brought him back.
Yeah, that's called fan service.
Like, I want to
It's
see such a
dumb.
significant loss in Dragon Ball. Like, there's a bunch of other anime I can name on Hunter x Hunter, but
Oh my
in
god.
Dragon Ball, I want to see a significant loss. Like I want to see like a thing where Goku actually just loses his powers, and now when there's a tough enemy, he genuinely cannot do anything about it. So now he's there, scared, shitless, helpless. Like every time we see Goku about to fight someone, he either wins or it's a draw. He never really loses a fight. Unlike Vegeta, who just gets his ass
Yeah.
like kicked up and down the
He
battlefield.
just face caved in.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, but he was getting Goku was getting his ass handed to him by Broly.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this is
Oh
a
my
good
God.
one. We gotta talk about this.
Can I explain this? I
Yeah,
know
you do,
everything
okay.
about this damn character. In Z, right? In the Z Broly movie, the first one,
That's not canon.
Broly lost because he got overloaded with energy, right? But in Legendary Super Saiyan form, he has unlimited energy. So how the frick did
Yeah,
he
but
lose?
that Z, which is not canon.
Yeah,
But it's
but
Dragon Ball.
yeah, it's still Dragon Ball.
So are we just talking about any Dragon Ball canon or not
Dragon
canon?
Ball
Yeah,
in general.
including we can talk about. Even though I haven't seen GT, we can talk about GT and freaking the original Dragon Ball. It's a whole
But
Dragon
the
Ball.
original Dragon Ball is still canon.
Yeah.
But I was referring more towards Super Broly. What
Oh, okay. That's
Where
pretty nice. Super Broly's
Broly
done well.
was actually smacking Goku so hard that his pupils just vanished out of like the pain and just everything that he was
if you really want to talk about that, there's literally 2 instances where Goku got actually humiliated in a battle. That was against Broly and against Jiren, when Jiren literally stepped on his back and like, you're nothing, you're shit. But Vegeta, on the other, are we just gonna forget that when Vegeta was trying to hold off Kid Buu so that Goku can charge his Spirit Bomb, he was getting fucking destroyed. He was turned into a damn meme, embarrassment, you name it. That was Vegeta against Kid Buu. So to bring up just those 2 instances, when meanwhile Vegeta has gotten his clock cleaned by almost every damn antagonist he faced, it's not really that significant to me.
Well, I think that's kind of like the point of
Someone in
Vegeta in a
chat said
certain
you
way.
guys need to fix your mic.
Huh? What?
You and YouTube said, apparently YouTube.
Hey, what's going
I'm
on?
not sure what.
What happened?
Yeah, someone in chat said that you need to fix your mic.
Do we Oh,
I think you sound fine. I don't know.
I'm trying to figure this out myself right now because it might be my static line that's feeding through the stream. So I'm not quite sure. Your mics might be fixed now because there's no static.
But
we
what I
found
was saying is that I think that's kind of like the point of Vegeta in a certain way, to be that one character who you can laugh at.
Why
Kinda
would that
how-
be Vegeta? That could
Kind
be
of how
any
like
other
Yamcha
character.
was
The thing is,
in the
Vegeta
early
has
days.
so much potential to be a complex, good character, but this is what
I
they
think
do
it
with
is your
him.
static.
This is what's really stupid about shit. Like, I would rather see more stuff of Vegeta than Goku, honestly.
Okay.
Agreed. Vegeta has his moments. Like he always knows what's right to say. Big example when he blows up Majin Buu in the Buu saga, and then also in the Tournament of Power against Jiren when he's fighting Jiren in base form. But he just can't do anything.
Not to
And-
mention, Vegeta's actually there for his
Make
kids.
the
That's the point.
secondary protagonist have the
That's
same
true.
kind of like weight as the protagonist. Like, I feel like a lot of shonen anime do that a lot better than Dragon Ball does. One example is One Piece, Naruto, but you can still have the secondary protagonist be able to be main villains,
Right.
but they don't have to be like leagues below the main character.
That just makes boring, if you ask me.
Yeah, but like
That's very
Like
good.
one example is Hunter x Hunter. Gon and Killua were always like there never really was like one who was more powerful or anything. It
Damn
kind of fluctuated. The only time was like towards in the Chimera Ant arc, and I won't spoil anything because I'm pretty sure you haven't seen it.
You
but,
probably
like,
never gonna see it.
Gon had to make
That's
this
a shame.
ultimate sacrifice,
Yeah, which is nothing like
and it
that's ever
actually
been
had
made in Dragon Ball,
consequences.
really.
He didn't just go back to normal after it.
Yeah, I can't say nothing. because
Okay, don't
Yeah,
don't
but like
spoil
Oh
Hunter.
yeah,
the
names one.
the whole the whole thing with like Jiren and stuff is that it was stated even from the beginning that Jiren was so powerful that he was kind of on the same level as his universe's god of destruction. That he was stronger than Toko, but the only reason that he wasn't the apprentice to the god of destruction was because he turned it down. Kind of saw how like Goku turned down the offer from Whis to become the god of destruction, and Vegeta took it on for the ability to train with Whis and Beerus.
Okay.
So it was always stated that he was so strong, and when Vegeta was fighting Jiren in his base form, Jiren was holding back drastically to the point where he wasn't using his full power, so to say.
Yeah, you
In a
want to
way.
talk about Jiren?
He is the most bland character in the whole show. He has
He's
a
terrible.
Sasuke backstory. His freaking just sits there for the whole tournament of power, do nothing.
Sausage neck.
Yes, it's
Because he was waiting for everybody to eliminate each other
No.
so that he could take
Oh,
on
wait,
the
that's
He
all
power.
it is,
literally
like,
have taken out everyone at the same time if he really.
Like,
Like,
it's
he literally could have.
Yeah, he could have, but he decided to save his energy for the strongest one.
Save his energy. He could have just wiped out everyone. He could have destroyed the entire stadium. Everyone would fall. He just win. There's literally no excuse
Yeah, but there
why he
was
couldn't
no
have done
flying in.
so
Okay.
he destroy everything around him. Then
That's right. Yeah. That's what I said.
if we're gonna talk about the tournament power, isn't it sad to say that I'm pretty sure this goes for most people that in the beginning of the whole tournament of power arc, you already knew that Goku's universe was gonna be perfectly fine. Like,
exactly.
I did not feel like
the
they were gonna
thing.
like nothing was gonna happen. I was like, they'll be fine. It's fucking Dragon Ball with Goku. They'll be fine.
Mhm.
Like, I didn't feel like there was gonna be a consequence at all.
Oh yeah, and the rest of the universes as well.
Yeah, and I was
You
like,
kind of just know that. Like, oh,
when,
he'll
when
know
they
which for-
left,
Well,
you know all of
you
them were
can't-
gonna come back, even though like they try and make you think, oh, maybe Android 17 will wish for the boat he wants. No, he's gonna wish for all the universes back. It's just
Mhm.
like there's never any consequences. Nothing ever happens that stays
One
there.
One part that I did like is that they didn't give
I
Goku
think
the
that's the
spotlight
York
at the
City
end.
arc.
Oh,
New Genji.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was just taking a chat. I think he's on
Yeah,
the
I
York
see.
New City arc in Hunter x Hunter. But continue.
Yeah, I like how they kind of gave the spotlight to 17 at the end instead of just giving it to Goku like they usually do.
That was good, honestly. I can give them props for that.
I like 17 as a kid.
Here's the thing,
It's really
so-
good in those sense.
even if Goku's universe lost, right? Jiren would have wished for all the other universes to be back because he still would have been under the same realization of the sense of trust. All right, that would have happened no matter what. It's set up to be that way, and you know that like everything's. I have a lot of problems with the Tournament of Power. Everything's gonna be fine in the end. And also, here's the thing, Ultra Instinct. I really just want to take a moment to talk about it because it's so plot armor heavy. Goku,
Really?
not a special. No, he's not special at all. Unlocks a power that they mentioned twice before the Tournament of Power, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how
Power
can
that we said that him and Vegeta were both able to gain to
Well,
acquire that
so
power.
why didn't they build it up before
Theoret-
that Tournament of Power?
Theoretically, anyone
Yeah.
could, right?
We,
'Cause it's
way
Why
before the
go
Tournament of
from
Power was
Vegeta?
even
There
like
should have been-
mentioned before even like it happened so far back that it was before the future Trunks saga or arc, whatever. We said Vegeta, you and Goku can both obtain Ultra Instinct, and the only thing that was holding Goku and Vegeta back is that Goku was thinking too much on the defensive side of fighting, and Vegeta was thinking too much of the offensive side. So for them to be able to have Ultra Instinct, they had to let go and not think so heavy on what move I'm gonna do next. What am I gonna do after this? That's when Goku unlocked Unmastered Ultra Instinct or Ultra Instinct only. He he was blocking without thinking, but he was still thinking what move to throw next. Am I going to throw a command here, or am I going to use Dragon Fist? When he absorbed the power of the Genki Dama exploding, and he just absorbed that amount of energy, and he stopped thinking about attacking, and that's when he mastered Ultra-Instinct. And
So
it became a form because since that is for the gods and that divine energy, it became a form to him because he wasn't supposed to gain that power. So he went past that point because him and Vegeta unlocked God Key, which is the key of the gods.
So then why didn't Jiren have Ultra Instinct? Why didn't Topo have Ultra Instinct?
Because they didn't have God Key.
Huh?
They were just
Also literally got
powerful enough
destruction power.
Exactly.
go. Alright, from Jiren and Topo, the only ones who have quote unquote God of Destruction power was Topo, and Topo wasn't that strong to be on the level of the gods and have that God Key.
Well,
The
yeah,
reason
he
that
was.
Goku and Vegeta had it was because they had that God Key. Jiren was just so strong that he was able to fight on the same level as them without having.
And
What I'd also like to talk about is the fact that Vegeta, how the fuck did he get God Key? Goku, they actually had a reason for it. It was the Super Saiyan ceremony type thing.
Uh-huh.
Although, I don't even think that it had to be Super Saiyans, just Saiyans.
yeah,
Right?
because what you call it, Pan was involved with it, and
Well,
she was
That's,
in
that's
Pan's
kind of
stomach.
stupid, though, because, like, that would have happened already then.
I
Like,
think this was just one. Sorry, go ahead.
what's the same thing with Super Saiyan? Out of all the
you're
history of Saiyans, for how long they had been doing stuff, there would have been multiple Super Saiyans already. But for some reason, Goku is the first one that is. I mean, obviously they had the legend of it. Same thing with the Super Saiyan God legend, but they never really explore that or talk about other Super Saiyan.
Well,
Only-
in terms of the Vegeta and how he got a key, I think this is one of those instances of him wanting to achieve a power on his own, as Goku needed help to get Super Saiyan God.
Yeah,
As
And
usual.
so,
But
like,
can you
he
just
wanted
get
to,
God Key? That's the thing. Like,
because Vegeta got Super Saiyan God from training with Whis. Because remember, Vegeta was training with Whis. I think it was like 6 or 7 months before Goku even found out about it. So while that time that he was training with Whis showed him how to obtain the power of Super Saiyan God.
Okay.
And the reason that Goku got it was because they did the ritual of the 7 righteous Saiyans. That's how the original Super Saiyan or Legendary Super Saiyan, whatever it was called. I think his name was Yamoshu, something like that. That's how him and the other 7 Saiyans got the power of it. Because they transferred all the powers into them, and that's where he became the legendary Super Saiyan, which just was Super Saiyan God.
Well,
I feel like a popping noise in the background. The stream. I'm looking at it.
I don't hear it anymore.
Well, not in the call, but like on the actual stream.
Oh,
Wait,
like on the
maybe I was
actual
listening,
stream?
wasn't
Yeah.
somebody saying like I was staticky or something? Or was that
Yeah.
not? Is that like better now or no?
Oh no, I think it's just going through a Kedox thing.
Oh,
So it's probably that.
I wanted to take a quick second to talk about the downfall of Gohan, simply just because he was
Oh yeah, definitely.
one of my favorite characters, and the way they
Yeah.
did him in the show was just absolutely disgusting. Going from being the strongest Z fighter in the Cell Saga to being so weak, and he looked like an embarrassment when he was charging up his energy to try and call over Goku and Vegeta to his location, and in that green tracksuit, that was just bad.
That was so.
Like, don't get me wrong,
bad.
I too wish that he would have kept training and stuff, but you can kind of see that, from the beginning, Gohan only cared about fighting when he needed to, when he necessarily needed to. Like, he trained with Goku for that time, the hyperbolic time changer, because he knew that he needed to become strong to go to defend against Cell. Because it was stated ever since the beginning that Gohan wasn't a fighter like Goku. He was raised with Chi-Chi, and Chi-Chi raised him to be a scholar. And that's kind of what made the difference between Gohan and Goku. And if you see, like, with Goten, Chi-Chi kind of let Goten be more around like Trunks and like Vegeta and Goku, which were fighters. So he was raised around that fighting mentality. And then not after, but around like the tournament of power time, Gohan realized that he needs to stay strong to be able to defend the people he loves. And that's where he started to train more, and he told Goku, I'm going to train, but I'm not going to do it in the Super Saiyan way. Like, he's not going to do it by Super Saiyan 1, 2, and 3, and so on and so forth. He's going to find his own path to do it.
So, why didn't he do that after Buu Saga?
Because there was that was before. He didn't do it after Buu Saga because Goku and Vegeta were bad. So he didn't feel the need to train and
Buu is still enough reason, though.
First of all, if Goku's around, you're always gonna have to stay strong. Everyone be trying to kill Goku. Like, literally, if Goku's on your planet, you need to like run for cover.
Yeah, and he realized that that's why Goku stayed dead for those 7 years. The 7 years of peace where Gohan stopped training, and it was because there wasn't any threat. Like, if there would have been a threat between the time of the Cell Saga and the Buu Saga, Gohan would have probably still been training and trying to defeat whoever it was. That's why if the Z Broly would have been canon, then Gohan would have still been trained, and then it would have just been plot holes that Gohan out of nowhere became
Plot holes.
Oh, Z Broly also makes no sense. Okay, so
yeah, I think they're just trying to kind of milk that character back then.
Literally, it happens at a weird time. Trunks is there, right?
Yeah.
But it's also Gohan after.
He's still a kid.
Yeah.
After the Cell Saga.
Yeah, after the Cell Saga. So Goku should technically be dead.
But
and
he's
like,
alive.
yeah, and Trunks shouldn't even be there. So it's like,
But he's there.
exactly. It doesn't. Where does it take place?
That's why they were just like, you know what? This movie's not canon. Fuck it. This is not canon. The movie's not canon.
It could have been, but like, I really think that Broly should have won, and they should have left the movie on a cliffhanger and done a second part to the movie or something like that. Cause
Yeah, but then they did Bio Broly. Yeah.
No, that was.
I did not watch that. I don't want any part of that.
Don't watch it. Just
It's basically
it's bad.
a cross between Broly and Swamp Thing.
No,
Yeah, it's so bad.
it's so nasty. I love Broly, man, but like, they did something bad to him.
But even Z Broly, his backstory was kind of like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He got pissed because Goku was crying next to him the whole time.
And how do you remember that from like being a baby? Like, how do you even know?
Exactly.
That doesn't make
And
any
literally,
sense.
I think he had like 3 words the whole movie, and one of those words was just Kakarot. Man,
One
every
word,
time he saw him,
yeah.
he was Kakarot.
Well, that's after he went berserk.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
still
he went from
should have
from a depressed emo kid to a berserker. To yelling at the top of his lungs.
Goku and all Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, freaking goddamn Piccolo, and Gohan, because
You mean
Krillin
Piccolo?
and Roshi were somewhere else there, and you tell me that they were able to gather enough. Goku was able to gather enough energy after Broly beating all of them to basically the brink of death to overload Legendary Super Saiyan, which has limitless energy, by the way.
See, that's what we just don't talk about Z Broly.
Broly
Just-
should have won. It's so obvious.
I think what we should talk about is another villain, Majin Buu. Right? Okay. I think Majin Buu. He's probably the worst one. I'm not gonna lie. The Buu saga is pretty bad in general, in my opinion. The build up to him emerging, it was lackluster in my opinion. Majin Buu had no motives. He was just evil just because. It was just.
Oh yeah, he's evil
So
because the person who created him just made him be this evil destroyer of the world.
See,
And he
one thing I want to talk about, like, kind of going out of the fictional side of things, like, I think all of these villains that Toriyama decided to write, like Cell, Majin Buu, stuff like that, I think they're really, really, really. I don't know. Like, I know people really like him, but I think that makes him lazy. Like, because
Boo?
the thing with Majin Buu is that he has wait, what?
Did you say you made Boo lazy? Is that what you're
No, it
talking
made
about?
Toriyama lazy by
Oh.
writing people like Boo and Cell, who really didn't have any true motives other than just being evil.
I wouldn't
Cell was a bit
true.
better, definitely, but Boo
yeah,
just
so was
horrendous in my
just
opinion.
programmed that way because at the end of the day he was just an android who just
Yeah, I understand there's a reason
17
for them being like that. I'm just saying Toriyama is lazy for writing them that way.
yeah.
He could have
And,
done it in a different way that's actually complex. Frieza, I mean, Frieza has motivations, but
He's a brat.
he's a brat, and there's that. I don't really like him as a character. I think, honestly,
I think he's a
thinking
cool
about all the
character.
villains in Super and Z, I would probably say Zamasu is probably the best one because
I'll
he
take
had
Goku Black.
concrete,
It's the
Oh,
same.
which is the
same person.
Yeah.
He had concrete motives. Like, even
Yeah,
though,
like he had a
like, you
reason
might
to
not personally
hate
agree with
mortals.
them, they were still,
Good motives. Like they
Mhm.
had a reason.
yeah.
Like I see that because
Everyone's actually build up.
Dragon Ball falls into like kind of an issue that a lot of action-based media falls into, like the Transformers movies or Fast and Furious, where every movie season or whatever, they feel like they have to top the next one with more action, more bigger scenes. So like, just make it like they kind of lose the backstories and stuff like that, just to have those bigger scenes and draw people in. That's why like most of the like not hardcore, but most of the people who would watch Dragon Ball are on the younger side because that's what like entertains them and like just is like bigger action scenes and bigger stuff because they just fall into play of having to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
See, I don't have a problem with people saying that their favorite anime is Dragon Ball. My thing is like when people try and go and say that it's better than stuff like Hunter x Hunter, Naruto, One Piece, Code Geass, stuff like that, that just really is truly on another level. Like, I don't think it's per se bad. I think it's just a bit below average.
Yeah.
There's definitely worse
that's why I
anime
feel
I've seen. Like, I could definitely name some worse anime.
The ecchi trash.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Like
God.
I would say that Dragon Ball is just when it comes to like pure action, it's one of the best. Like that.
Oh
can't
yeah,
be
the
denied.
fights were definitely the
Yeah,
flashiest
but when it
and
comes to,
stuff
like,
that.
Character building and stuff like that, there's only really one example of a character growing and changing, and that's Vegeta.
I don't know.
Let's say Gohan as well.
Yeah, go on.
Gohan kind of, but he's just a spiral
See,
of
Gohan
today I'm a
kind of,
train,
the
today I'm a
Gohan's growth
work.
was ruined in the Majin Buu saga.
Yeah.
Like, but from the very beginning, like of the show, Gohan was being built up, and
Yeah, to
I
be
just think
the
it could have kept
the
going
strongest
after Cell, but
Yeah.
Toriyama just kind of fumbled it, honestly.
Well, he did it because like the fans requested to Goku become the main villain. I mean, the main hero, and like just the main character. Just kind of how like when Batman and Jason Todd thing was going on, the fans decided let's kill Jason Todd. And that's what the writers
Fan
went with.
service.
Yeah, it was like because like let's say Toriyama decided, oh, Gohan's gonna become the main character now, right? and just forget what everything that the fans are saying, then they would have lost a lot of people watching the show and a lot of money coming in. Because at the end of the day, yeah, he was making this for the fans, but it was also a business. So people who were like publishing it and stuff would have just denounced it.
I disagree.
I'm having a strong disagreement on that.
If he made Gohan the main character, right, after the Cell Saga, it would have made so much sense, right? And everybody loved Gohan after Gohan during Cell. So if he just made him the main character right after Cell, nobody would complain.
Especially since he is the son of the main character. He's the son of the guy with plot armor. So I mean,
torch.
But
Please.
the thing is, yeah, me personally, I would have chosen for Gohan to like keep going and be the main character. But we're talking about back when like that episode like first came out, and there was more people who liked Goku than they liked Gohan. Because think about it, we're talking about this 30 years after the episode aired. Back then, people might thought of it way differently. So if Kurama would have gone against what the fans were wanting, then it would have drastically impacted the show and how it's produced and stuff.
but sometimes you gotta go against what the fans want, because sometimes it's a matter of you gotta do what you feel better doing. If you want to do something, you do it. I mean, you take the fans into consideration, but if every creator of anime were to go with everything that the fans say, then there's some anime that wouldn't be as big as they are today.
I wouldn't say some. I would say basically all. All of them would be trash.
Yeah, honestly, you have to write your own stuff. You can't just go off what other people say. I think it's just better to do that. And Goku should just stay dead and go on.
Just stay dead.
But at this point, it's too far.
Well, yeah, but okay, can we bring up Moro?
Oh my god, yes.
I haven't. No. I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't. Let's not.
Come on, kid. It's so much.
Okay, you know what? Whatever.
It really is important, the manga.
So, I just want to explain this. It's the same thing. It's a repeat of the Cell Saga. Goku beats Moro with Ultra Instinct, right? Then gives him a Senzu Bean. Then Moro.
Fucking Goku, man. I'll just beat your ass. Here, kill up.
Gets Ultra Instinct.
Yeah, Moro unlocks Ultra Instinct from that Senzu Bean, and
he absorbs the angel.
Yeah, he basically merges with the Earth, right? And Goku is basically kind of, out of energy, but he's going for his final attack, which is on, because Moro has this gem in his head, and if it's destroyed, Moro basically is destroyed. So Goku is going to go punch this, right? Punch the gem, but Moro stops him, right? Then what is his name? Jocko, right?
Yeah.
Jocko goes and finds
the guy
Oob.
from the space time.
Yeah. Jocko finds Oob, and Oob sends a giant ball of energy out of nowhere. By the way, Jocko remembers Oob, because literally Goku was basically, they were on the brink. Moro was on the brink of basically destroying the whole planet.
Oob came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Oob came out
and how did Jocko know about Oob?
He just remembered it out of nowhere.
Yeah, because Jocko wasn't there.
Kid. Let's go talk to him.
Yeah, because Oob was made when I forget. I think it was Kid Buu. Like he was.
Yeah, he's the reincarnation of Kid Buu.
Yeah, because he was hit with the spirit bomb, and like all the evil was destroyed, and then Oob was reincarnated with all the good of Kid Buu.
Yeah, Jocko were literally all of them are just, all the Z fighters are literally sitting there watching Goku fight Moro. And Jocko's like, I remember something. Maybe I can get him energy this way, right? And he goes, finds Oob, right? And Oob sends a giant, massive ball of energy towards Goku, right? And Goku wins. Come on, bro.
It's like, again, where in the flying fuck is Vegeta? Like, I know Vegeta has got cool moves, and he was doing really good with Moro in the beginning. But why the fuck did you just let him win?
Vegeta was actually trying to pass it to Goku, if you remember. He was trying to pass the ball to Goku instead of trying to do something himself. Because Vegeta wasn't stuck. Why didn't he just?
Like, just have him be an antagonist.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
Nobody
Well, yeah,
was
but
doing anything.
at that point, he wouldn't be able to beat him because he would have had the Moro would have Ultra Instinct. So.
Moro is stationary. He's basically the planet.
Yeah, he was with the planet. His face was coming out of the ground.
Literally, he was
Yeah.
Planet Eater Moro.
Yeah.
But that's why kind of like when I think about Dragon Ball, I just think about it. Oh, it's just a fun show to watch. It's just entertaining.
It is fun to watch, but again,
Yeah, 'cause-
I don't think that it deserves the hype that it gets over
It's
other
an in-depth
anime with
plot.
actual plot. Like
Oh yeah,
One Piece, Hunter, even Naruto has like plot. They have a shit ton of filler, but they still have plot.
You know, half the shows are filler, but you know.
Well, Dragon Ball had a whole season of filler in the summer of that 1 year before the Tournament of Power, if you remember. That was really stupid. It was like.
Oh yeah.
It was like.
I mean, it
12
wasn't a
weeks
whole
of
season.
filler.
It was just like a lot.
no, it was
so,
literally
like-
13 episodes
I was like-
straight of filler. It was the entire summer was just filler.
Yeah,
I remember
it's
because
the
I was
only
watching it
actual.
live. Like I watched it every week. It was all summer. The filler was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
the
it's
only
not as-
actual stuff that was actual plot was Resurrection of Goku Black, Year 6 and 7, and then Tournament of Power. That baseball game, that was just plot. That was
Baseball game's funny. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie, it was
it
pretty.
was fun,
Yeah,
but it was filler.
Dragon Ball can do funny stuff. It's just
Yeah,
We
cause
want-
that's
combination
That's
of
the
the funny
routine.
and the plot and the action.
yeah, 'cause that's kind of what they go for now. They just go for entertainment, not for like deep drama and stuff. Like, they just go for entertainment. What's gonna bring in more viewers and stuff.
But if
They
that's the
should-
case, then don't bring in these characters that we're supposed to give a fuck about. Like Goten. Why is Goten?
Really?
If they're really,
I like Goten. I'm sorry, I really like
I like-
Goten.
I like Goten. I'm not saying I don't like Goten. What I'm saying is, if they were really going for that and they didn't give a flying fuck about plot, then why would you add in the little important things like Goten and Pan? You know, things
Well,
that
Yeah,
Ooh.
and I understand, but for Goten, you gotta remember that Goten was made when Dragon Ball still cared more about plot, like a little bit about plot. So that's when like Goten was made. So if they just came into Super with everybody but Goten, then they would have just been like, "Where the fuck is Goten?"
Is this why Goten and Trunks still look like
They
they're
don't
5
age.
years old?
Yeah, they
They still look 5
fucking
years
age.
old.
Like,
Like, what's
yeah,
going
come
on there?
And I see that as kind of like they don't wanna age Trunks so that they choose like, oh, which version of Trunks is the actual version? Is it the blue haired or purple hair? Because every fucking time we see Trunks, he has a new color hair.
Yeah, but you could obviously tell the difference. Future Trunks is also something that's like interesting. I feel like
He's one of my
Yes.
favorite characters.
you
honestly.
should see the problem with everything with Future Trunks. It's not him. It's the
It's just
fact
what
that they're
he
not
goes
actually traveling in time. They're going
Yeah.
to a different
Dimension.
dimension in the
Yeah.
future.
Yeah.
time travel should not be covered in anime like that. Time travel is
I
such
mean,
a
Yes, you're gonna
You're
use time
right.
travel,
Ass
but
topic.
they don't use it as a excuse in beauty. Everything something bad happens. They're like, oh, yeah, remember that time machine? They just they don't use it as a escape method every single time.
Not to mention, if it's really time travel here, Trunks shouldn't even be able to, like, go back.
yeah.
Oh yeah, because the whole you can't interact with your older self, your younger self. I mean,
It's not even that. Okay, so time travel works like it's weird. So when you go back in time, right? You will even if you don't change anything, even if you just going back in time yourself, is you changing something because you're changing. You know, it's gonna.
but you gotta remember, every time
there, and like
he
this,
went
that,
back
and the other.
in time,
Let
he
him
was trying to
explain
change
this.
something.
I want to hear this.
And since you're literally changing everything around you just because you went back, and if you go back, right, everything may seem the same, but it actually isn't. You're going to a whole new reality. You never go right back to your original time.
See, now I never thought of it that way though, because you are changing something by going back in time. Because
Exactly.
the past you never do. I don't know fucking time travel. You know more than me. I don't
It's
know
a
shit about
confusing
time travel.
topic.
But you also gotta remember, every time that Trunks went back in time was to change something. Like he went back in time to stop the androids from destroying the Earth. Then he went back in time again to stop Samazu and Goku Black from destroying the Earth. So every time he went back, he was trying to change something.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Then
it's
he
not
shouldn't have been
time
into
travel.
the same.
It's
He shouldn't have went back.
dimensional travel. It's not even time travel.
Yeah, he should have never went back to the same
Yeah, but
freaking.
you got every time travel thing is different. There's not one universal explanation of time travel.
Yeah,
Yeah, but this is like you're leaping through dimensions.
yeah.
This
They
is
should
temporal.
say that exactly. They should say that it's dimension travel,
Because the
not
thing
time
is,
travel.
like, whenever
Yeah,
like during the Goku Black saga
Ah,
or whatever, when they're going to Trunks' future, they keep saying that they're going to the future. That's not their future. That's a different dimension's future. That's the thing. Their future isn't what's happening with Trunks. Their future is unknown at this point.
True.
but like I think the way they kind of explain it in a sort of way is that when you go back in time, you're going back to the past. But when you change something in the past and then go to the future, that's a split from the original timeline. Like every time you go to the future, you're going to a different split of the timeline that exists from that original past.
So then you're going to a different reality, not not really a different
Yeah,
the
past.
thing about
Dimension.
different timelines or different dimensions.
Yeah,
It's literally what that is.
but what I'm saying is like those. Alright, so let me just use the Goku Black like saga as an example. They went back and forth in time multiple times, but every time they went back, they went to the same path, right?
Mm-hmm.
But every time they were going forward, they're kind of changing something. They're going to a different future, but they were just what they were trying to do is just change something in the past so that every future that would come out of that past wouldn't result in a Zamasu Goku Black takeover.
Okay, so get this right. So when Trunks goes back to the past, right? He's not even returning to his same. He's not going to be returning, even if he changes something, right? He's going to go back to his future, a version of his future, right? Where he is not there, and he is also going back.
Also,
So it's a constant loop.
It's a paradox.
After the Goku Black arc was all finished, Trunks had to go somewhere else because his quote-unquote timeline was erased. So would he go to just a
I think
different
no. I think he got.
timeline, and then he exists there
Which
as well?
they said that he went to a reality, right? Where he was him and what was her name? Freaking Mai, right?
Mai,
Him,
yeah.
him and Mai were alive in there. They just had to dodge seeing themselves. Everybody was alive and everything. They just couldn't see themselves in
Yeah,
that
because they were
timeline.
living in that because if they would have followed each other, then it would have been the whole time paradox.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's kind of like how they explained it. That they both went back in time, then they went to the future where everybody was alive, and they just can't talk. They have to avoid each other, basically.
And also the reason, because it would have been also a paradox if Trunks would have seen, Kid Trunks, but he did. And the reason that it wasn't a paradox is because they're two different Trunks.
Yeah, they're from two different timelines.
Exactly.
The blue hair and the purple hair.
Mm-hmm. That's why they had to change his hair color. I guess that makes sense.
That's why the original Trunks came back the first time during the Frieza saga, because that was the same Trunks, but Trunks wasn't born yet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Bulma and Vegeta were together yet. So.
They were not.
Yeah, that's why he was able to go back in time at that point.
Okay.
So if I may, real quick, because again I wrote stuff on my notepad for this type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
One of the important things I wanted to hit was the Super Saiyan bargain sale. Basically, with with Khalifa and Kawa and
Oh
Kale.
my god, I almost forgot
I-
about that.
Okay.
I do not fucking respect the fact that Khalifa got Super
Oh,
Saiyan
it's a
from feeling a
tingle in your
tingling
back.
feeling in her lower back.
I'm feeling in your
She's
back.
basically a
Harness it.
Mary Sue, and it pisses me off because
Yeah,
you
'cause,
think
like-
of every other fucking Saiyan in that show.
Like had their ass whooped.
Their asses whooped, anger flowing through them, but Khalifa's like, oh, you tingly feeling in the back,
my
and
God.
boom, it's like, what? Okay. So from
Because
Superman,
they
right?
Even
because they try
Kappa earned
they
his,
try
man.
to use the excuse of, oh, they're in a different universe, so the way they become a Super Saiyan is different. But if that would be valid, then how would this guy's name
Kappa?
Kaba, yeah, how would Kaba become a Super Saiyan by letting his anger flow? Because he's from the same universe as Kel and Tesla.
That's
Maybe,
true.
okay, yeah, it's really dumb. The Universe 6 Saiyans. I mean, I didn't like how they gained power so quickly. It just makes like a laughing stock out of what Goku, Vegeta,
And all of
Just
them.
transformation
Gohan,
itself,
and all of
just
them.
Super
Yeah.
Saiyan just becomes so
Yeah.
like unimportant after that.
It's like,
in
oh
my
yeah,
opinion.
I just need a back massage and I'll have this new power.
That massage.
That's literally what it is. It's
Yeah.
dumb, but that's
I mean, even going back to the Z, where Goten and Trunks easily got Super Saiyan. Like, I get it, they have the same blood going through them, but if they were really gonna have Super Saiyan at that young of age, then they probably should have been a little bit more important going forward. Like these young Saiyans, like
Potential
Goten became
in
a
them.
Super Saiyan. Yeah, like the potential. So
Yeah, because
where was this
that-
potential in the future? You know, I mean, come
I
on.
think that might have been like they had it from a young age because, like, if you think about it, Goku and Vegeta, right? They didn't really know how to ascertain such a power.
Yeah.
But the younger Saiyans, they
Yeah,
saw it in front of them, so maybe they were able to, try to
well, the
convert that
explanation
idea
that they
into their own way. But still, it's kind of like.
So you're telling me
maybe we
these
should go
kids
a
that
little
didn't
bit
even know how
more-
to spell Super Saiyan were able
Yeah.
to attain Super Saiyan?
well,
I do
the-
think that they should have gone through more
explanation
trauma
that-
before being,
the explanation that they use
That.
in the show is that since Gohan, Trunks, Pan, and Goten are able to become Super Saiyan so easily is because they're half and half, or 50 or 25 and 50 for Pan. They're able to access more emotion than a normal Saiyan. So they're able to become Super Saiyan more.
Okay. Well,
If that makes sense. Which, yeah, it's all over the place, but it's still somewhat of an explanation as why they're able to access that ability so much. It was even a shock to Gohan when Goten just started flying and shit. He was like, "Wait, you can fly? You can turn
Okay.
Super Saiyan?"
Can I bring up my plan? All right. So
Zero
Okay.
moral plan?
the fact that Super should do an arc reviving the Saiyans. I've made this argument about 8 million times, okay? I think they should bring back all the Saiyans, alright? Have Goku have an interaction with Bardock, right? Have Gohan and Goten meet their grandparents. Have Vegeta and meet his father, okay?
Yeah. See,
And-
that I understand. The whole why hasn't Vegeta brought back his father? But for Goku, on the Goku side, is that from the beginning, since Goku got hit in the head and lost all his memories of being a Saiyan, he kind of doesn't care about Bardock and the rest of the Saiyans
If you think about it,
because his family is
Vegeta.
on Earth.
Vegeta was
Yeah,
never really
that's what I'm saying,
home to
Vegeta-
him, 'cause-
Oh yeah, he was just a kid, but at least his
Even
dad,
Broly.
yeah,
Broly had his. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Broly had his father. Even though his
But-
father kind of rebelled, but it still would make sense to have Broly's father come back.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything of Broly yet, so
Yeah, which
he's
sucks.
still kind of on that planet, chilling.
Was
But
it Vampa?
something that kind of
Vampa?
Vampa.
Yeah.
Something that kind of interests me about Broly being canon now is that since he's so much strong, because he was said to be as strong or stronger than Beerus. And mind you, this is after the Tournament of Power, so that's way stronger than Goku, and I think even like a little bit under Whis. So by Goku and Vegeta training with Broly, they're gonna get stronger
little
too.
under
Broly's gonna
Whis.
get stronger.
Uh,
Did you say Broly's a little bit under Whis?
Well, yeah, because it
A
said that
little bit
Broly
under
is
Whis.
No, he's definitely super under Whis.
well, yeah, but like stronger than
Moro-
Beerus and like
Oh,
Even
Moro
Manga,
absorbed the
Moro.
Great Priest, right? Didn't he do that?
Huh?
the Great Free. No,
Yeah.
no, was it the?
Was it? Or what?
No, it was another. It was another angel.
There's another angel.
Oh yeah. It was another angel. Moro
What?
absorbed.
What I was gonna say is that Whis literally smacked Moro out of the way when he tried attacking him, without any issue at all. So
Mhm.
I don't know if
Oh, yeah,
Broly
but,
is anywhere
like-
close.
well, all that like I know is that it was said that Broly is stronger than Beerus. I
I
don't know
think they
about
nerfed
like, the
Beerus.
rest
I think
of
they
the.
nerfed him. I feel like they nerfed
The thing
him.
about like the of Beerus and the gods and like, the angels and stuff is that their power fluctuates based on what time it is. If that makes sense.
That's
Escanor, what the heck?
Because like during when Goku became Super Saiyan God, Goku was on the same level as kind of at the same level as Beerus.
I
But
don't
then
think Beerus went all out though. I don't think he really.
oh yeah,
did.
he said he was like using like what 10% of his power.
Yeah, he was definitely holding back.
Yeah. But like you can like still kind of tell that their power kind of like fluctuates depending on which time it is.
Also taking into consideration that Beerus was sleeping for like a long
50
time.
years. Well, like 7,000 years.
No, if he was there for the freaking destruction of, he was the one who told Frieza to kill the Saiyans. He wasn't sleeping for too long. I'd say like
Well, yeah.
what,
But
Yeah.
he was
30 to
supposed to
40
sleep
years?
longer, but since he saw that vision of Goku, he like put like an alarm clock on. Basically. He put an alarm clock on and
What?
telling him to wake up at that time.
I'm not done yet.
Because I think we said that he normally sleeps like 500 years, like every 500 years or something like that. He wakes, or I think it was King Kai or something. I don't know. I know somebody said that like he sleeps for a long time, but since he put the alarm on for
They could've
Goku,
They could have done so much more with Beerus' character. I feel like
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
he's just there. You know, he's just lazy. Well,
yeah, and
Maybe
the,
just go to
the
it,
explanation
fucking-
they use for that is that he sees it as a if it doesn't affect me, it's not my problem. I'm not gonna butt in.
Yeah, but also he could still be a better character. Literally, all you
Yeah.
see him do is stand around eating food
And yawning.
just being lazy. He doesn't do anything.
I mean, through the manga, he does get some decent character development through his manga.
Yeah,
And why does Goku
I mean,
kill Hakai?
that's another thing. Beerus is still an early stage character. Like we haven't seen him for too long. Like
Okay.
we've only seen him in like 3.5 arcs. Like
That's
the most we saw
enough
him
time.
was in the Tournament of Power. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, well, he didn't do anything there, obviously.
Yeah.
But,
Well, he couldn't do anything, but
yeah.
Yeah.
But just I mean, okay, maybe it's because there was all those filler episodes that he was in. Maybe that's probably why. But
like yeah, he smells like he's
potential.
been there a long time. But
Can someone here do me a quick favor? And because this just came to mind, like
Mhm.
literally randomly, can someone explain to me another anime that had as bad villains as Dragon Ball? I kind of feel like when it comes to villains,
Fairy
Dragon Ball.
He's
100%.
Fairy Tail
Besides
is
Fairy Tail.
Care Bear, Care Bear's the anime. That's literally what it is.
There's the end.
I think
Honestly, can't
I
think
think
of any
Seven
other
Deadly
anime
Sins
that have
kind of
worse
has like
villains.
weak villains.
No, what I mean by no. Like I'm not talking about like in terms of weak. I'm talking about like it seems like every villain in Dragon Ball just wants one thing, and it's to destroy Earth or take over Earth, or
They're really generic.
trying to
That's
do
the
with
thing.
destroying or taking
Nothing really
over.
comes to stop them.
Yeah, they kind of like they go from like taking over the world, destroying the
I'm
world,
going to destroy
To
the
the-
planet.
to
Okay.
destroying the
Totally.
universe. Like they're always like moving up one. That's what I was kind of saying earlier, that they kind of just they fall into that pace of action of everything new has to be bigger than it was before. Like the fights have to be bigger. You have to add more stuff to it.
And in some way,
No, you can go.
like in some ways, at least in Super, well, towards like the tournament of power, and as we're getting there, I kind of feel like, in a sense, Goku could have been considered an antagonist, mainly because it was him that got his universe into that situation to where they had to fight for their survival, because he wanted to fight strong people. If you think about it, ain't that like hella selfish? To
Yeah, he's
be like, hey, I
It
want to
is.
fight strong people, so I'm gonna put my whole, not planet, universe in fucking jeopardy to fight a couple of strong people that
and
you
other
could probably
universes
just fight
as
anywhere
well.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like that's always been Goku, because like Goku's been the type of person that he only cares about saving his world if his friends are in danger.
Did he not think his friends would be in danger if you go to the fucking Zeno, the master
God
of
of
like everything
gods.
fucking holy, the god of fucking gods, and be like, yo, we should have a fucking tournament. Like, they're not
Oh,
come to
that's a
think
great
that,
idea.
yeah, that's a great idea. Let's have everyone have a tournament, and whoever loses gets fucking erased. Like, wait, hold on now, chief. I wasn't. Hold on, like,
Yeah, but
there's
even
no
then, like
rebuttal of that.
the Grand Priest was like, "Oh, I knew you guys were gonna save the universe, and if for some reason the universe would have chosen differently, I would have just erased all of you." And we set the
But that shouldn't
timeline.
even been. I kind of feel like the tournament of power shouldn't even been an arc, because there could have been multiple ways for Goku to have like the development that happened, even the characters that were introduced. There are ways that could have happened. Like, I like the tournament with Hid. You know, it was like a nice tournament. You know, it could have been like, hey,
Yeah,
here's these random
that
tournaments with
was-
other universes.
That was actually a tournament. The tournament of power is a battle royale.
Yeah, it was like
It's
Yeah.
not even
Exactly
a
what it
tournament.
It's Fortnite anime.
Essentially.
and all because Goku wanted his fill of strong people, and he just completely doesn't think about anyone else on Earth and possibly putting them in danger. Like, even when he heard about the conditions of this tournament, he wasn't like, shit, I gotta do something to try and, fix
Yeah.
that. He was like, oh, this will be cool. Let's get our players. He's like, he didn't even think about
Goku's
anything.
always been kind of a selfish person.
He's brain dead.
Yeah, like he's never has been represented as a savior of the human race. He's always just been about him, his family, and his friends. He's never really just done stuff just because it's good.
But in
And yeah,
this
if he
situation,
does something and he fucks up and shit goes bad, then he fixes it.
that was just something that like kind of pissed me
Yeah.
off, because if you truly do care about your friends and family,
Yeah,
you
like,
wouldn't
hey,
be putting them
dumbass.
in that situation.
Yeah.
I forget which one it was. I think I don't know if it was Vegeta or Beerus, where like Goku was saying something, and they're like, "Goku, shut up! Goku, shut up! Goku!"
Mhm.
Can we?
I think it was Vegeta. He was like, "Hey, idiot!"
Can we talk about the strongest character in Dragon Ball, Monaka?
Oh my god!
Oh
Yeah,
no,
that
the
was-
power of the hard
Oh,
nipples
no.
within you.
God.
Yeah, he was just like a bit like somebody that Beerus used so that Goku would get stronger.
I think Monako
Without
was just
telling
too
him.
strong, man. His power was
He was-
overwhelming, man.
Like,
He was so
Even Beerus
strong
looked
that
like a joke.
I honestly should have brought him in the tournament of power.
What you call it?
He could beat Jiren.
honestly, 100%. Molly Whopple.
What you call it? Can we talk about GT? Even though it's not canon, right?
Oh, yeah, I like.
I haven't watched
Yeah.
GT, and
I
I know-
like 10 years.
5GZ is about to put Baby Vegeta and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta into the game.
Yeah.
And I would like to know more about those. And I think that GT seems pretty interesting. And I kind of want to watch.
Okay, so you want to know about Baby? Baby
So-
is basically a kind of like Cell, basically.
He's a
It's basically the
virus.
Cell of GT.
Yeah, he's like a little parasite that just attacks your body.
Damn, Chris, Nate was doing a good job explaining.
My bad.
And then okay, I'm trying to think of the other villains from GT. It's been a while since I've seen it. It was like
The
third
Shenron.
grade.
Yeah,
Shenron's Shenron
Super
at the very
18.
end. Super
Oh, Super
17.
Super 17.
Yeah.
Super 17 was kind of cool.
I like.
Yeah, I agree.
I think GT would have been a lot better if it was done right. One thing
Yeah.
I would have done is make Pan not be useless. Honestly, she really didn't have a use. She just kind of was there.
She's like 10.
That's true, but why would you bring a 10-year-old on a like journey across the galaxy like that unless she can actually help? That's the thing. I feel like it would have been cool if they brought Goten, because then there would have been like Gotenks stuff
Yeah.
and they'd actually be able to do stuff. But I just don't think Pan was good to
They
take.
kind of just
Also, Oob, they hyped up Oob so much at the end of Dragon Ball Z, and they did practically nothing with him.
Yeah. It's,
That is true.
Like,
wasted potential.
For now.
Is that what I hear?
Yeah,
Again.
because GT is not canon, but because it was, it was an anime that was made by fans, but supervised by Akira Toriyama.
That's with everything.
Yeah. They asked Toriyama, "Oh, what should we do with this?" Blah 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 blah. But it was still like a fan-made anime.
I thought it was good. A lot of people joke
Yeah.
on it. I really thought it was good, and it literally towards the end was the show that like brought out my favorite transformation, Super Saiyan 4, just because it brings a bit part of like the whole monkey Ozaru thing into it, and it's like
Yeah, like
it's
Super
just a nice touch.
Super Saiyan 4 is a good, like a great transformation and looks cool and stuff. But
Better than blue.
the sad part of it now is that we most likely won't never see it, just because like they have like
But we
Ultra
could
Instinct.
though.
Actually,
They made Broly.
Yeah, exactly.
Canon.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Broly could probably like unlock it.
Broly
They made Broly canon.
person to get the Super Saiyan 4 in
Yeah,
the
but what
movie.
I'm saying is that like, why would they add it further in the line, right? Past Ultra Instinct, past Blue Evolution, right? They come out and be like, oh, Super Saiyan 4. And I'm like, okay, so if Super Saiyan 4 was so strong, why wasn't it
That
introduced
uses
earlier?
the power of the Ozaru, which is meant to be the ultimate form of just Saiyans in general. So
Yeah,
it's
but
like
yeah,
you have
like,
that
wouldn't really
power.
work now. That's the thing.
if Goku and Vegeta have mastered
Well, don't give it to them.
powers of the gods,
They don't give
why
it to
would they
him.
need powers?
Give it to Gohan, who's looking for his own ultimate form. Give it to Broly, who
True.
is probably the most ape one there. Give
Yeah,
it to someone who could
That's
use it.
probably the only way I could see it them using it is just like Broly or Gohan. Most likely, probably not Gohan, because he said he wasn't gonna use the power of Super Saiyan.
So probably Broly then.
Yeah.
Yeah. And don't.
Makes
And
sense.
if they give it to Broly, right? Do not have Vegeta and Goku learn it.
Yeah,
Just-
just keep it away.
Yeah. Keep it closed. Close doors. Shut it off.
Close it, lock it.
Yeah, but that's
keep it away.
Vegeta and
Fine.
Goku probably won't need it because like the way I see they could do it with Broly is that since he is a legendary Super Saiyan, him going into Super Saiyan 4 would be way stronger than if Goku and Vegeta would gone to Super Saiyan 4,
Mhm.
even if they have God or not. So like that's kind of a way I could see them like keeping it away from them, like keeping it exclusive to Broly, kind of like his Wrath form or his legendary Berserker form.
By the way, Broly was gonna die from that Kamehameha.
Oh yeah,
Oh, for
Oh yeah.
100%.
definitely.
100%.
All right.
100%.
No way. That he
I'm
wouldn't.
glad they kept-
Gogeta was just going in on him. Oh, one thing about that fight that a lot of people didn't notice, when in the middle of the fight, when Gogeta and Broly was fighting, did anybody notice that that Whis
yes, he dodged the
he dodged the instant
yeah.
transmission. I saw that. I was like, wait,
I'm like, this
what?
motherfucker.
He he dodged a teleportation, which is just instant. This motherfucker said, "Oh, you're gonna teleport there? Okay, zoom." Like, we'll see.
That movie.
I saw that. I
glad
was
they
like,
negotiated
wow.
again, though.
By the way, they blew up a freaking, what is it, a paper mache mountain in the middle of the movie.
Oh yeah, when Vegeta fucking sidekick Broly into it.
They'll never know.
Alright, guys, we should try to wrap it up soon. It's getting kind of long.
Yeah, we've had a pretty long one.
Alrighty.
Alright, just one thing I want to say is that something that never understood, that never like sat right with me, is that while Broly and Vegeta was fighting, and Vegeta was about to hit him with the Big Bang, why the fuck did Vegeta go? Wait, why the fuck did Goku go? Vegeta, no! Like what?
And I know you're about to end this soon. I just want to say one good thing about Dragon Ball, because I feel like we kind of have been slamming on it for a good bit.
We have.
But the one good thing I can say about Dragon Ball is it literally was
It's entertaining.
not even that. It definitely built a lot of people's childhoods. Like it was a part of a lot of
Yeah,
people's childhoods. Like
100%. I
Yeah.
definitely agree with
we
that.
all had our instances of standing on our beds trying to turn Super Saiyan, or using
I
our
don't know.
hands and trying to do the Kamehameha.
Well, because you watched it when you were a bit older, my kips.
Okay, yeah, I
Like-
did. What was it?
When you,
Last
if you
Like,
watched
a
it
year
when
ago?
you were like 8
Yeah.
years old, then
If you
you would
think-
probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did though.
I know,
But the only thing I watched was the original Z Broly movie. Was the only thing I saw that movie at least once a day for a whole year when I was younger.
If you
Yeah,
think
like
about
for
it's
me
kinda
personally, it was like my gateway into anime.
I feel like
Like,
it's kind of like people think of it like how it is for, Beyblade is for me and Mudkip.
Oh
you know?
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just a
Hey,
nostalgic thing,
I
like,
love
it's part of your
Beyblade too.
childhood, you know?
Don't get me wrong.
Now, with that being said,
Pegasus,
though,
that's my guy.
it might be time for Dragon Ball to maybe step down from its high pedestal and maybe put some
Yeah.
new age anime up there. But no one's ever gonna really forget the impact
About
that Dragon Ball had on people's childhoods. Mine, for damn sure. Like, I was trying to fucking shoot Kamehamehas at everybody I saw. So like, it was definitely a part of my
Yeah.
childhood, and it's always gonna be a part of me. So that's
Yeah.
my take on Dragon Ball in general.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Alright.
we had a pretty good stream today. It was a
Yes,
nice,
we did.
like,
That's good.
productive debate.
Yeah.
Honestly, we
Well,
did really
good
good
debate.
today.
Should we
Yeah.
see the
It's
next
fun.
stream?
Yeah, I'm definitely happy that you guys had me here.
Yes, of
same.
course.
Yeah. Thank you both for joining.
It's been fun.
Anytime, man. It was fun as hell.
Yeah.
All right, we're closing out now.